When a client comes in and meets with a lawyer in this firm, first of all, you'll always meet with a lawyer. And that meeting will almost always involve not only hearing exactly what happened up to now, but a planning session of what needs to happen. What are your responsibilities? And at the same time, I'll be talking to you about what my responsibilities are.
The number one priority is to make sure that you get the medical care you need. Because putting aside all the legal issues, the one thing you have to have is the medical care that's going to help you recover from your injuries. If you don't get that, then not only is that not good for you medically, but your case legally is not worth much either. So basically, the number one goal is you have to get the medical care. So as far as if you want a bird's eye view of the process, the way this works is if you come and retain our law firm, the first thing we would do is gather up all your medical records to make sure that we know everything that you're dealing with, who your medical providers are, what type of treatment you're doing, but also we need to find out what is the future treatment you're going to need. For instance, is there a surgery on the horizon? Is there something more you're going to need to recover from your injuries? We need to get a good picture of that.
Once we know what we're looking at in terms of future medical needs, and once we know what the amount of potential coverages are, the next approach is getting the pieces together to be able to properly explain to the insurance company why the injuries are what they are and why care needs to be, why due consideration needs to be given to how much is awarded or how much they settle for. Now that's where you get to a point where at some point you start talking about when are we going to need to file a lawsuit. Most cases you don't need to file a lawsuit, and certainly in most cases you don't need to file a lawsuit right out of the chute. But every case is different, and if you get a lack of cooperation from the insurance company, or if the medical bills seem extremely high, and you have a situation where the insurance company just seems to have a general lack of care and compassion for the circumstances, and very often these are also part of the early on conversations. Are we prepared? Do we have what we need to properly represent your interests by filing a lawsuit and letting a jury of folks in your community decide what's the proper amount of compensation for the safety violation that obviously caused the injuries to begin with?